Are there female angels in the Bible? The Bible is filled with mysteries that have captivated theologians, scholars, and believers for centuries. Among these is a question that challenges our perception of the divine. Are there female angels in the Bible? This inquiry, seemingly simple, opens the door to deeper reflection about how we understand angels and their role in God's grand design. In this video, we aim to unravel this mystery, exploring biblical texts, cultural influences, and theological implications, all through the lens of this thought-provoking question. Angels hold a special place in Scripture. They are not merely characters, but divine messengers and servants of God who intervene in critical moments of human history. Unlike humans, angels are spiritual beings created to fulfill specific purposes, such as delivering messages, protecting believers, and executing God's will. One important aspect of angels is their otherworldly nature. They are not bound by earthly attributes like gender. In Matthew 22:30, Jesus says that angels neither marry nor are given in marriage, suggesting their essence is fundamentally different from humanity. This transcendent identity separates them from physical or biological distinctions we might expect. Despite this, Scripture uses male pronouns and features angels with masculine names, such as Michael and Gabriel. This brings us to the pivotal question: why does Scripture present angels in this way? Is it merely symbolic, or does it reflect the limitations of human language and culture at the time the Bible was written? To answer, we must delve deeper into the Bible and its broader cultural context. In both the Old and New Testaments, angels are almost exclusively depicted as male. Consider Gabriel, who is sent to deliver divine messages to both Zechariah and Mary, Luke 1. He is a central figure at pivotal moments in the salvation story. Similarly, Michael is portrayed as a warrior angel battling spiritual forces, particularly in Revelation 12:7. Even in the apocryphal texts, Raphael, mentioned in the Book of Tobit, continues this trend of masculine angelic figures. When angels appear on earth, they are often described using masculine pronouns or as men, such as the angels who visit Abraham in Genesis 18 or the ones present at Jesus' resurrection, Luke 24:4. Furthermore, many visions of angels, such as the cherubim and seraphim in Isaiah and Ezekiel, highlight their symbolic and awe-inspiring features, wings, eyes, and fire, yet make no reference to gender. The masculine imagery is consistent throughout biblical accounts, leading many to question whether female angels exist. However, this may not be a deliberate exclusion, but rather a result of how ancient cultures and languages framed their understanding of the divine world. What then can we infer about the absence of named female angels? Does this mean they do not exist, or is there more to their story? To answer this, we must first acknowledge that angels are spiritual beings. They are not human and are not bound by physical identifiers like gender. Biblical language, which often reflects the patriarchal cultures in which it was written, used masculine terms to convey authority and power. But does this cultural influence imply that angels themselves are male? Not necessarily. The Bible often uses human terms to describe heavenly realities that are far beyond our comprehension. Additionally, angels are always portrayed with a focus on their purpose rather than their appearance. Their mission takes precedence over their form. Gabriel, for instance, is known not for his attributes but for his message of salvation. Michael's significance lies in his battle against evil, not his physical form. This lack of emphasis on physicality could suggest that angelic gender is simply irrelevant to their role in God's plan. When we view angels in the context of their divine mission, a profound truth emerges. Their form is secondary to their function. Angels are agents of God's will, designed to deliver messages, protect, and assist humanity. Their identity is rooted in their purpose, which emphasizes divine power and wisdom over human attributes such as gender. In this light, the gender ambiguity of angels may itself be intentional. Perhaps it is meant to teach us that the things we value in human terms, such as gender distinctions, are not central to God's mission or the spiritual realm. Through angels, God reminds us that purpose and faithfulness to His will transcend earthly categories. Theological reflection also suggests that angels' lack of defined gender points toward God's infinite nature, which cannot be confined by human constructs. By leaving ambiguity in their portrayal, the Bible invites us to reflect on the divine without the distractions of earthly limitations. To fully understand this idea, let us examine the biblical accounts of angels more closely. The Old Testament is rich with angelic appearances, from the cherubim guarding the Garden of Eden, Genesis 3:24, to the angelic visitors sent to Lot, Genesis 19. In each case, angels are described with an emphasis on their actions rather than their physical attributes. In the New Testament, angels play critical roles, such as Gabriel's annunciation to Mary, Luke 1:26-38, and the angel rolling the stone from Jesus' tomb, Matthew 28:2-7. These appearances serve specific divine purposes, underscoring their mission rather than their identity. While the Bible does not mention female angels explicitly, some apocryphal texts and extra-biblical traditions contain intriguing references. For instance, the concept of Sophia, representing divine wisdom, is often portrayed with feminine qualities, though her identification as an angel is theologically debated. Such examples open avenues for deeper study while remaining speculative within mainstream Christian doctrine. As we consider these examples, a central question emerges. Why does the Bible leave certain aspects of angels ambiguous? Perhaps the answer lies in God's design for Scripture itself. The Bible does not aim to answer every question directly. Instead, it points us toward greater truths about God's character and nature. The ambiguity surrounding female angels reflects this divine intent. Angels are depicted in ways that emphasize their mission and allegiance to God, steering the conversation away from their physicality and inviting us to think more deeply about their purpose. What is most important about angels is not what they are, but what they represent: God's care, protection, and communication with humanity. Their actions remind us of God's presence in times of need and His intricate involvement in our lives. By looking beyond their form, we are guided toward the broader message of God's infinite wisdom and love. Theological questions like these challenge us to move beyond surface-level curiosities and seek greater understanding of God's will and purpose. The possibility of female angels is less about their existence and more about what this discussion reveals about God's creation. Angels, with their ambiguous forms and transcendent missions, remind us that God's ways are higher than our own perceptions. Their purpose as messengers, protectors, and servants of the divine speaks volumes about their role in the cosmic order. They represent God's reach into the human world, coming not to attract attention to themselves, but to point us toward Him. The question of whether there are female angels in the Bible touches on deeper issues of interpretation, culture, and divine purpose. While the Bible does not explicitly present female angels, the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Instead, this ambiguity invites reflection on a God who transcends human categories and reminds us to focus on His eternal plan. Rather than fixating on their form, let us consider the message angels bring to us, a call to trust, obey, and marvel at the God they serve. Perhaps their genderless nature is a divine invitation to look beyond appearances and focus solely on their purpose. After all, angels are not here to be seen, but to help us see the glory of their Creator. So in pondering whether there are female angels, we leave with an even deeper question. What do angels teach us about God's infinite wisdom and the value of aligning ourselves with His will?